Hello students, and welcome back once again to the online lectures of design of pre-stressed concrete structures through JCE Connect. So in this session I am going to solve another types of problems for the composite section, pre-stressed composite section. So in the last session we have discussed about the problems for the pre-stressed composite sections and how to find out the stresses, that is extreme fiber stresses. We have discussed over that. So in today's session we will discuss about again the similar type of problems. So I'll read out the statement of the problem. So it is given: a rectangular pre-tensioned concrete beam has a breadth of 100 mm and depth of 230 mm, and pre-stress after all losses have occurred is 12 Newton per mm square at a soffit and 0 at the top. The beam is incorporated in a composite I-beam by casting a top flange of breadth 300 mm and depth 50 mm. They are asked to calculate the maximum uniformly distributed live load that can be supported on a simply supported span of 4.5 meter without any tensile stresses occurring. So first, if the slab is externally supported while casting, and second is if the pre-tensioned beam supports the weight of the slab while casting. So here these two cases, either it is propped or unpropped condition they are given. When the slab is externally supported means it is propped, and the beam supports the weight of the slab while casting is unpropped. Okay, so here we'll look out the given data first. So here it is given as it's a composite section. So you can see the sketch here. It's a rectangular section in green color, and in black color it's a flange. Okay, the flange is supported over a section. Okay, and it is again in two basic parts. So it is the green color, what you can see, it's a pre-tensioned beam and it is a pre-casted beam, and this one is a cast in situ, which is casted on site. This is precast. The green color, what we can see, it's a green color, it's a precast rectangular beam section, and the black color, what you can see, it is a cast in situ slab which is casted on site. Okay, and for that they are given the size of the precast beam is 100 by 230 mm and the slab is 300 mm by 50 mm. Okay, so now we have to go for the first condition, that is if the slab is externally supported while casting. Okay, means it is a propped condition. So here we'll calculate the properties first. So we have the section properties of pre-tension beam. So for only the beam part which is precast. Now we are not dealing with the composite section. We are going to deal with the first of all the section which is precasted. Okay, so that is area will get 230 by 100. Then the section modulus, that is BD square by 6, BD square by 6. Okay, so after that we have the next is, that is the self weight of the rectangular section. You can see here it is a 0.1 100 mm by 230 by 24. So this is the self weight. Then the moment due to self weight is WL square by 8. W is 0.552, L is 4.5 divided by 8. Okay, W square by 8. Then the stresses at the top and bottom. So stresses we can calculate. We know that the equation for that is directly we can use here. It is M by Z. So we know M directly, we have got it here, and Z also we have calculated by using BD square by 6. Understood? So then the self weight of the cast in situ slab is, it is the depth is 50, so 0.05, width is 0.3 into density, so 0.36 kilonewton per meter. So again it is WL square by 8, we got the moment. So this is also again M by Z, by using M by Z. So we have got M divided by Z. So we got the stresses in the precast beam, that is at the top and bottom, plus and minus 1.585 Newton per mm square, and even the stresses in the precast section, that is the stress due to weight of precast, that is weight of precast slab, that is because of slab, and this is because of beam section. Okay, then after that, the next, which is very important, that is the section properties of composite section. Now we have to find out the section properties of composite section. Okay, before that we have calculated the properties for only a rectangular section which is precasted. Now we have to find out for the properties of composite section. Okay, considering the composite section. Now here you have to find out IXX and ZT and ZB. So here, so you can find out I after that. So what is ZT is I by YT, and ZB is I by YB. So the important here, you have to find out the value of YT and YB. So for your information, I have just calculated here. So you can see it is 100 into 230 into 115, that is 100 A1 Y1, that is area into Y, again area into Y. So how we can justify that? See, it is, if you want to find out from bottom, so it's 100 into 230, and the centroid is 230 by 2, so that is 115, plus A2 Y2. So A2 Y2 is 300 into 50 into the distance is 230 plus 25, so 255. So A1 Y1 plus A2 Y2 divided by the total area. If you calculate, you will get the bottom fiber, the centroid, the distance from the bottom fiber is 170.26, and the for top fiber it is 109.74. Okay, understood? So we have to calculate like that. Then the W is the lie load on composite section. The W is lie load on composite section. So hence we have the lie load on composite section is that is for per meter 0.3 into 1 into W. So that is the 0.3 is a width of the slab, the 1 is the per meter length, and the W you have to find out. Then after that, the moment due to lie load is again WL square by 8, so it is in terms of W again. Then the lie load stresses in composite section are again at M by Z and M by Z. So we have already calculated that is ZT and ZP. So we have to use at top ZT, at bottom ZP. Okay, so we'll get these two with respect to again ZT and the W, the stresses in terms of W, that is the lie load. Then for unsupported condition, the stresses are given as which is shown in figure. Okay, I'll just show you that. So for a condition of zero tensile stresses of it, so we have the condition that is zero tensile stresses at soffit. So that is, we can see, so this is a stress due to pre-stress, and this is due to the, you have to add all the stresses. I can show you the sketch here. So we can, yes, so you have to add all these things. So we have, it is given in the problem, the stress due to the pre-stress is 12 Newton per mm square, and these two we have calculated, that is, I'll show you. So here we have calculated, that is 1.585 Newton per mm square, that is stress at top and bottom. Okay, then after that we have stress due to slab, that also we have calculated. Then the stress due to lie load, so we have calculated here, you can see. You can see we have calculated stress due to lie load also. So everything you have to merge, or you have to club into the stress distribution diagram, and if you compile, So it is plus 12, minus 1.585, minus 1.034, and minus 0.45 W. So I can show you here. Yes, here minus 12, minus 1.585, minus 1.034, and 0.45. So by doing this, so we will get the W is equal to 20.5 kilonewton per meter square for condition of zero tensile stress. Then for proper condition, the moment due to slab is, we already calculated, that is 0.91 kilonewton. Okay, here we have calculated it is 0.91 kilonewton. So later on by utilizing the same, the stress at top is again m by z. You can find out here, that is m by z, again m by z, that is zt and zb. So by this again you have to utilize the same, but you have to change this for proper condition. You have to change this here. So by equating all these things, so we will get the W as 21.6 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, so understood. So by giving both the conditions, so we got, for the first condition we got the W as 20.5 kilonewton per meter square, and the second condition we got 21.6 kilonewton per meter square. Understood? So this is regarding the first problem. So we are going to solve another problem. Okay, so I'll just read out the statement here, so we can see. Yes, so here a composite bridge deck of span 12 meter is made up of a precast pre-stressed symmetrical I section and an in situ cast slab. The precast I-beam are spaced at 750 mm centers, and the top of the slab is in situ concrete is 120 mm thick. The cross-sectional details of precast I-beam are as follows. The thickness of top and bottom flange is 110 mm. Width of top and bottom flange is 200 mm. Thickness of web is 75. Depth of I-beam is 500 mm. Self-height of the precast is the concrete you have to use as 24 kilonewton per meter cube. Self-height of cast in situ concrete is 23.5 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay. Then the pre-stressed beam is supported during the placing of in situ concrete. The former load is estimated as 0.2 kilonewton per meter of the span. Then after that, if the compressive pre-stress in the beam is 15 Newton per meter square at the bottom and 0 at the top, calculate the maximum stresses developed in the precast and in situ cast concrete under an imposed load of 5 kN per meter square. Okay, which is assuming, and the modular ratio of cast in situ to precast concrete as 1, the modular ratio of cast in situ to precast concrete as 0.8. Okay, these are the given data. Then so you can see here okay, so it's a I section with the flange size 200 mm by 110 and the web thickness is 75 and it is 500 mm in depth. So again it's a precast beam without a cast in situ slab. So we have to find out the properties again here. Okay, so properties of precast PSC section is so that is BD cube by 12 minus this part is deducted 200 by 500 cube by 12 minus this part is deducted from this, so we got 1.855 into 10 to 9 mm raised to 4. Then ZP is equal to ZT is equal to Z, so that is 1.855 10 to 9 divided by 250. Okay, so then we got the area as, that is 2 times the flange plus the web, 65 into 10 to 3 mm raised to 4 or 0.065 meter square. After that, The self-weight of the precast is area into again density, that is 1.56 kg per meter. Then the weight of in situ concrete slab is 120 mm thick over a length of 750 mm. So therefore the self-weight is 0.12 into 75, 0.12, that is 120 into 750 into 23.5, which is in meter. Okay, so we got this. Then weight of the formwork load is also given, that is 0.2 kN per meter. Therefore the total load of cast in situ slab is 2.115 into 12, so 12 is a span, so that is 25.38 kilonewton, or you can utilize directly 2.115, no need to multiply span here. Okay, so you can utilize that directly here. So what they have done here, you can see actually it is WL square by 8, so already L is multiplied here, you can see here L is multiplied, so directly they have used WL by 8. Actually it should be WL square by 8, but one L is already multiplied here, so it is WL by 8. So then the moment due to the precast section is again WL square by 8, so we got this, and the moment due to formwork is again WL square by 8, so that is 3.6 kilonewton meter. So after that, next we have to find out stress due to self-weight of precast section, that is M by Z, and the stress due to weight of cast in situ slab, again M by Z. So you can, this is the value of Z, M we already calculated. Okay, then stress due to weight of formwork is again the formwork weight moment divided by Z, so we got 0.48 Newton per m square. Now the moment due to live load is, so 5 into 0.75, so because it is applied over the width of flange, so that is 5 into 0.75 into WL square by 8, so WL square by 8 we got it as, so that is the moment due to live load. So these are the for precast section. Now we have to check for the composite section. So this is the part which is slab, which is called as cast in situ slab, okay, which is casted over the I section. So again we have the properties here, so we have to find out these properties just now what I have shown. So y bar we have to find out, then moment of inertia, zt and zp, both you have to find out. Okay, so we'll go ahead with the case 1. So case 1 is what? The modular ratio of cast in situ concrete to precast concrete is 1. So therefore the stresses are, see you can see here 67.5, that is M by Z again. So Z we have calculated. So here this is, you can see this is the Z, okay, M by Z. So that is 1.96 Newton per m square. Then the stress at bottom, here we can see the stress at bottom is again, this is M by ZB, okay, that is 5.44 Newton per m square will get. Then the resultant stress as shown as here. So again by calculating the stresses all, so this is given, this is calculated, this is also calculated, and this is also calculated, and just now it is calculated, that is 5.44. So the maximum stress at the top is 1.96, here you can see 1.96, and at the junction you can see here, this is called as the junction of the precast and the cast in situ, the precast section and the cast in situ slab, this is the junction. So you can see here 3.78, 3.78, 5.13, 5.13, 0.48, 0.48, and here by symmetrical reckon you can calculate, that is 0.53. So you will get 9.92 Newton per m square, that is compression. Then for case B, because it is given as if the modular ratio of cast in situ to precast concrete is 0.8, then the ratio of modulus of elasticity of precast to cast in situ slab is 1 divided by 0.8, which is equal to 1.25. So this is a multiplication factor for the precast section, we have to multiply. Just I'll show you that. Then the properties of equivalent composite section is the area of cast steel slab is 750 by, which is already we have calculated. Okay, so then if y bar is the distance from the distance of the centroid from the top fiber, so that's why it is 750 into area A1, that is 750 into 20 into y bar is 60, plus you can see area into y bar, but you have to multiply into 1.25 because it is given the ratio of that, it is 1.25 times. Okay, then this is also A1 into A2, that is summation of area, so we will get y bar. So with respect to that we know I, so we will calculate ZT and ZP. So with respect to that you have to find out the stresses at top and bottom. So on you have to get this, the ultimate stress distribution diagram, by using this, because only these all will remain same. Okay, the live load stresses will change. So this what you have got now, this will change the live load stresses, because this is the considered with respect to the ZT and ZB. Understood? So same thing you have to calculate and you have to get the stress distribution diagram for this. Okay, so this is regarding the stress distribution of the pre-stress composite section. Okay, I hope this will be useful for you. Okay, thank you.